Hey y'all, how's everyone doing? Well, I'm going to do a makeup tutorial today based on a new palette that I got from my bestie. And for my birthday, we just haven't had time to get together. So that tells you how long it's been, because my birthday was August 17th and we're almost to September 17th. So it's just the way things are right now. And so we were able to make sure that we social distance properly, and that our exposure and all that kind of junk that you have to worry about right now just is so awful. It really is awful. That this was an okay time to get together, so we did, and she gave me some of the most wonderful gifts. I'm going to do a separate video of a special kind of boxed cake she gave me that I gotta let y'all see, but I gotta figure out how to film it. And then she also gave me some cosmetic items, one of which I have not even seen this one yet, so I have no idea, is this recent? Is this, why have I missed it? But it is the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. As usual, they have very cute packaging. And then also she gave me some Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in color Partner in Crime, because we're partners in crime. It's color number 715. And this is Kylie's High Gloss, of course. Again, beautiful packaging. This blush, matte blush packaging. The color is a nude, and on me it looks a little orangey, but everything that they do is orangey to me. And that's because they're very dark-skinned ladies. And that tends to be what they produce. So, but I like this. I like it. I like the glow. And I put it over a lipstick that I had. So it kind of, which was more, not burgundy tone, but maybe more rose tone. So maybe this does not look as orangey on me. Because I'm so blue skinned, everything looks orangey on me. Now let me just tell you about this palette. There's some orangey colors in here, but this palette is really a good palette, y'all, because it has purples. It has beigey, cool tone, matte, and shimmers. It has some of the, I shouldn't say orangey, but maybe autumn tones, which makes this perfect for this time of year. So I am going to do, I really could do it one of two ways, and that is, I've already put on a little bit of concealer for my eye primer, and I could either do, you know what, I'm going to do the basic matte, and then I may add a twist at the end with some frosting. But one of the things we tried last night when she gave it to me was this color called Food Court. Is a very shimmery, but it's a cool tone shimmer, taupey brown. And it really, you could run this from lid to right above the crease and look like you have mascara on and everything. We like those kind of looks. But you know me, I do like a white. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all over the base, right in the inner corner base, and then I do just dust over, and then also definitely under the brow. And then y'all know I always like a frosted color under the brow. Right here is where you want shine, right there. So let me first put this on all over, and then we're going to go back, get an inner corner, brush over everything, because what you're doing is giving yourself a neutralized palette to work on, meaning you're starting with the same color all over. And you're dusting powder on where you've had that creamer, so now it's a nice neutral palette. Okay, so then I'm with that same brush, I'm going, there's some fallout, but I have to say Too Faced palettes typically have medium fallout compared to some of the cheaper brands. So obviously as you go up and up and up in price, when you're up in the La Mer's and Chanel's and Charlotte Tilbury pricing range, there's some cream base in it, and so it doesn't have as much fallout. But I feel like these palettes are good. I feel like, actually, I have some drugstore L'Oreal stuff that stays on and does not have the fallout that I see in some of the other palettes. And sometimes I've gotten really expensive palettes, y'all, and they have tons of fallout. So I'm going to go right here, or here, let's see which one. I'm going to do the Frost Those Buns. See, sometimes their names are funny and sometimes they're just out of line. That one's just funny. I like that one, okay. So I'm going to, do you see that is melon colored on me? And here, it just looks like frosted. Let me try Gooey Goodness. We'll try that on the other one. But do you see what I mean? How that has definitely a golden to orange tone, melon colored tone. Let's see if this is more champagne-y. Okay, that's more the color that's good for me. That's more of a champagne color. That is called Gooey Goodness. I like the other color, but I would probably put that on the lid, not under the brow. So inner corner. Of course, we always got to do the inner corner as well. There's a lot of fallout on these frosts, I hate to say. But that's true for most frosts versus when you use, I'm going to go right through that color. So this side may have a little bit of that hue to it. Maybe I'll go over it twice just to, ooh, there's a lot. Look at that falling on my cheek. And I do brush it back and forth so that it gets down in the pore very, very well. There we go, right in the inner corner and across the lid. And we all know that when you go the inner corner and across the lid, it's best to do it with a wetness to it. So, or, hold on. Yeah, it's falling out a lot. I think that's just, I don't know. I don't know why. It's all over my desk. But this is just what happens when you have any kind of frosts. You really should tap it off good, and I'm not tapping off. It always makes me mad that you have to tap off. But anyway, one of the best things you can do when you have any kind of fallout, always have you a dual fiber brush or a fan brush, which looks like this. And that is the way that you can just knock it off. Just knock it off. In this case, because of the fallout color, it's not so awful because it's not dark. As a matter of fact, it'll almost look like highlighter. Okay, so next, I want to use, I'm probably going to use Sugar Rush, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking is going to happen here. I think this is, when we tested it last night, it was either this one or this one, was the exact color of my skin. Hold on. Okay, it was that one, the Doughboy. Exact color of my skin. So let's look at Sugar Rush. I can tell it's got, and see, even looking at the color of the palette, and this is the trend, is to have this kind of terracotta coloring to anything in the crease or the transition area. So I'm just going to do it. Tap it off. See, much better. When you tap it off, you're not going to have the fallout, but you still have enough in the brush that you can color. But you have to do it multiple times because you tap off a lot of the color. Because that is what's being tapped off, is powder that has color in it. So there. Okay, so that's the transition color, which is the area between the highlighted brow and the crease. It's right there. And you just don't want that to be such a huge transition, that's why it's called transition color, that you are like, oh wow, that really stands out. So then you go to the crease, and that's usually your darker color. Some people go for a lighter, darker color. I am going to go, now again, these have some burgundy in them. I'm first going to go to Cinnamon Swirl. This is the signature color, and that is what we are going to put in there today. And so I'm just going to start over here where you put down has the most, because that's what's on the brush, and then I'm just doing windshield wiper motions in the crease. Coming up just a hair so it doesn't look so much like a line. Okay, see that? And then I'm going to make it into a V, coming back down like that. Now we're going to also put a little bit of Batter Up, which is the darkest color in the palette, and I want to do that on purpose. There we go. Again, coming up just a little so it's not such a line. And there we go, making the outer. There we go. And you can come up a little on this outer area to kind of bring that. If you have this area right here that's dropping down, you color that with a darker color to kind of make it recede. Okay, so that's the transition look. So you have the highlighter that's frosted, you have, or shimmer, you have the transition color, which is Sugar Rush, and then you have the crease color, which is Cinnamon Swirl. Now I want to take just a little bit more, and I'm just going to use the point end, tip end of this, and just do the outer V itself. That's all. Right there. Don't come in at all. Just the outer V. And that just really gives a dramatic look. But y'all know I always like, this is evening wear. I always wear it to daytime. I don't know why I'm like that, but I like it. There we go. Try to get the skin to grab it a little bit. That's good. Get it out of the. There. Okay. Then also with that same color, or you can use the Batter Up. I'm going to use that same color. You run it, connect right there at that dark area you just started, and come right through the lashes. Don't go under them, go right through them. Because what you're doing is reinforcing the lashes. And then what's left, I just literally stamp it into the lash line, just to get rid of any flesh colored in there. And there's the difference with and without the stamping and the lining of the darkest color on the lashes. No, yes, and I like that look. Some people like this look. They feel like it, when you put anything in the lashes or liner, it brings the eye down. I disagree. I think bringing the eye down, whether it's a visual or not, does not help you, in my opinion, look any younger. Matter of fact, sometimes I think it makes you look older because your eyes just look so washed out. So that's my personal opinion. Most people are touting right now that you should be doing it the other way. So fine for them. All right, so again, let's get any fallout with this. Okay, let's get any fallout off the cheeks. Here, and that nose, crux of the nose is where it falls sometime too. Okay, I'm going to show you one other little thing. It's always nice when in the palette there is a color that could be used as a blush. And right here, we have a color called Ready, Set, Bake. And it's kind of like a plum, a light plum, almost like a dark lavender. And that is a good color for the face at this point. Now, I do not have base on, but I do have concealer on. And I think that's all I'm going to do. So, now I'm going to go ahead and add eyeshadow as a blush.